Now on CoastTV News.
A New Year's attack in New Orleans. The dead, the injured, what officials know so far, and now the name of the man they say is responsible.
The minimum wage in Delaware has officially been raised. We're going to tell you how much more pay will be in those checks.
Polar plunge, kicking off the new year in the coldest way possible. Oh boy, brave people dunking themselves in the ocean, but it's all for a good cause, Paul.
I understand that. And we've had some extremely gusty winds that have caused some problems with power outages. 53 mile per hour wind gust, 49 mile per hour wind gust, and it's not stopping now. Look, I'll tell you more about that in detail coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Just 3 hours into the new year, a mass casualty event in New Orleans. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with the attack that took place overnight as the country was trying to celebrate a new year. It happened on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Here's what we know so far. At 3:15 a.m., a truck plowed into a crowd of people. The death toll first reported at 10 has increased to 15. At least 35 people were injured, and an ISIS flag was found on the back of the truck.
New Orleans is one of the nation's most popular places to ring in the new year. Its French Quarter often crowded with people and parade goers. In an instant overnight, sounds of celebration gave way to terrified screams, the roar of a truck engine, and gunfire. Ivan Rodriguez is in New Orleans, where the fast-evolving facts in this case continue to unfold. And we do want to warn you, viewers may find certain video and graphics in this story we're about to show you disturbing.
An earth cam in the French Quarter captured the moment overnight when officers raced toward an unspeakable act of violence that left witnesses stunned.
There were just bodies and the screams. I mean, you can't think about, unhear that.
Investigators say a rented Ford pickup plowed through revelers, leaving several people dead or injured on Canal and Bourbon Streets.
The disfigurement and the bodies strewn, something you can't unsee, you'll never forget.
The FBI says the attack appears to be an intentional act of terror.
After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene.
The FBI confirms that the deceased suspect had an ISIS flag at the time of the attack.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas.
The FBI confirmed that improvised explosive devices were also found at the scene. Questions swirl around how he accessed busy streets on New Year's Eve in the first place.
These metal bollards literally come up from the ground to prevent a vehicle from gaining enough speed to cause the kind of mass damage that we saw this morning.
Those barricades were not up, period.
We are committed, no doubt, to uncovering all details surrounding this tragedy.
In New Orleans, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Now, the conversation around those bollards at the scene, that's actually grown as more details emerge. So follow me on this one. According to New Orleans officials, the driver was able to drive around a cop car that was parked in the middle of Bourbon Street. He then drove onto the sidewalk and back into the street, where he plowed through people before crashing into a crane that was placed in the middle of the street, all before that shootout with police.
And we are learning more about the suspect in that attack. Shamsud Din Jabbar was 42. Authorities say he was a U.S. citizen with ties to the Houston area. According to an FBI official, the suspect was an Army veteran and shared that he may have been honorably discharged. Officials believe the driver did not act alone, and the FBI says they are aggressively looking at all leads.
And officials in New Orleans say the city's on high alert and public safety especially #1 concern now. And with that in mind, the highly anticipated Sugar Bowl game, that's a college football playoff game in New Orleans, that has been postponed. That's been scheduled now to be played Thursday. The college game was scheduled to take place tonight at 7:45 p.m. And additionally, the Super Bowl is scheduled to take place February there in New Orleans. Now, there have been no plans made or changed regarding the Super Bowl at this moment in time.
A little closer to home here along the coast, there are a lot of new changes in the new year, including a new minimum wage in Delaware. The minimum wage has officially been bumped up from $13.25 to $15 an hour. So if you're somebody that works a full 40-hour week, that's an extra $70 in your pocket. We spoke with some people on the coast who say it's necessary.
Very difficult for people, and particularly families, to live on a $13 an hour wage.
Delaware ranks 31st on multiple cost of living reports, which means the wage bump is a big increase in purchasing power compared to a similar bump in other states with higher costs of living.
We just showed you Delaware. Well, now also on Delmarva, Virginia workers will see an increase. Their pay going from $12 minimum wage to $12.41 an hour. Now to Maryland. Well, last year, Governor Wes Moore signed a bill that accelerated the state minimum wage increase. So it went from $12.50 in 2023 to $15 an hour in 2024.
Vacationers planning to stay in Delaware's short-term rental properties this year should prepare for some higher costs. A new 4.5% tax increase on rentals like Airbnb and Vrbo. For example, a $400 per night rental booked for 5 nights, that's now going to cost an additional $90 under the new tax. Again, this is in Delaware only, and the new tax is on top of existing rental taxes in towns and cities.
There is nothing like kicking off the new year by jumping into a freezing cold ocean. Today in Bethany Beach, folks hit the beach for the annual Leo Brady Polar Plunge. Hundreds of folks braved the cold to raise money for local scholarships and grants.
We gave 3 scholarships this past year. We normally give 2. Hopefully we can do even more, and it's because of events like this that we're able to do that.
Now, the event also featured the 14th annual Hair of the Dog 5K run and 1-mile walk.
Tough folks out there, and it
yeah.
wasn't just in Bethany Beach. People in Ocean City hopping in the frigid water this afternoon for the 31st annual Penguin Swim. The annual event raises money for Atlantic General Hospital. Last year, the event raised, get this, over $100,000. People show up decked out in costumes like that shark right there, bathing suits, even kilts, ready to dive right into 2025 in style. This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's your 2024 resolution focus?
Let's take a look at the results so far. Take a look at your screen. It looks like health and fitness is number 1. Career goals is 12%. Family and relationships, 12%. And finances is 12%. I think those are all great options.
All great options. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. Go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. And now let's take a live look into the Milford area. Got a nice evening sky there as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. But Paul, despite the nice sky, we got some weather coming this way.
And we do. We have some weather to deal with right now. Even last night, we had severe thunderstorm warnings that ripped through the area, and we continue to keep you updated with our scrolls across the bottom of the screen. And these winds have become so active that they've caused some power outages in some places. We're concerned about that. Here's where the winds are right now. 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts currently in Indian River Inlet, 30-mile-per-hour wind gust in Redden, 29 in Georgetown. Here's a look at some of the wind gusts that we've been tracking. We had 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Seaford, Greenwood, and Prime Hook. Georgetown, 37 miles per hour. Dagwood, 36. Bethany Beach, 32 Slaughter Beach. Now, max winds, 53-mile-per-hour wind gust was recorded in Salisbury. That's the most active. A 49-mile-per-hour wind gust was recorded actually in Ocean City. Now, this is after the frontal boundary is pushed through. So now we're concerned, what are the chances of power outages even more so through 9 o'clock? We're looking at the possibility of 30 to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but we're not concerned about rain or lightning at this point. This is simply a wind event that we're primarily concerned with at this juncture. But, Maddie, we actually have big concerns because going into this weekend, we could be dealing with some serious snow by the beginning of next week. I'm going to go in detail about this. And folks, this is something we really need to talk about. So I really need you to stick around for this one, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. Well, hey, here's something to be on the lookout for. Millsboro police are looking for a man they say was involved in an assault. Police say they're looking for Cameron Pack. They say he was involved in a physical domestic dispute on New Year's Eve. He's wanted for also 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. So if you know where Pack is, please contact Millsboro Police.
A woman who died after being intentionally set on fire on a New York City subway train has now been identified. Police say the victim of the horrific crime was 61-year-old Debrina Kawam. She last lived in New Jersey but was believed to be homeless. 33-year-old Sebastian Zapata Khalil has been charged in the December 22nd killing. He was indicted Friday for murder and arson. Police say Kawam was asleep on the train as it approached a Brooklyn station when Zapata Khalil used a lighter to ignite her clothes and blanket. Zapata Khalil is facing life in prison without parole. He's scheduled to be arraigned on January 7th.
A new generation is among us. Their name and what social researchers say will influence them.
Take a look at some of the damage from last night's storms. We had trees down throughout portions near Easton. Also, we had reports of hail that was down towards Henlopen Acres, as well as over towards Long Neck. And we had one other report, actually near Long Neck, with it about 1 inch in diameter. And we've got to talk about some snow on the way.
It's the big milestone coming to Ocean City in 2025. That is up next.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
At Bay to Beach Builders, we believe your home should reflect your life, dreams, and style. From the foundation to the finishing touches, every detail is designed and crafted just for you. But what makes us different? One defining characteristic is our built-by-hand cabinetry, featuring true Amish craftsmanship with dovetailed joints and soft-close hinges. With countless accessories to choose from in our design studios, we ensure every space in your home works beautifully for you. Bay to Beach Builders. Imagine your home. Create your space. Live your life.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,000 purchase allowance on Encore GX models. That's 10% below MSRP.
What foods to eat in the new year to boost your immune system.
A bell pepper a day may keep the doctor away.
How to stay healthy this cold and flu season. Next, Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on CoastTV.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Ocean City Tourism says the town will be seeing some more smiling faces come next year because a lot is planned for OC's 150th anniversary. They say you can expect partnerships with local businesses and organizations to boost both new and beloved traditions. Ocean City's Tourism and Business Development Director says they are pulling out all of the stops.
We're going to celebrate 150 days throughout the year here with, very small activations, and we're going to sprinkle in some really cool events for our public to enjoy.
Perlazzo hopes all these future events will help keep Ocean City people there longer, not just the summertime. They want everybody to enjoy OC all year round, Paul.
Well, I want you to realize we still have an active wind advisory in effect until 10 o'clock. And not only that, we are concerned about gale wind warnings active as well. We're going to talk about the winds we're dealing with now, and stick around because we got to talk about some serious snow threat for this upcoming weekend. Please don't go anywhere. We need to talk.
Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach is Delaware's premier restaurant. Located in Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the coastal flavors of southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of ales and cocktails, Blue Coast is the perfect place for a night out or celebrate any occasion in our private library dining space. Blue Coast Rehoboth, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with plenty of free parking. See you soon.
Transform your bathroom from ordinary to stunning in a snap with Shower Glass. At Shower Glass, we provide fast turnaround time, professional installation, and a lifetime warranty. Our pricing is competitive. We don't need a copy of someone else's quote to get you the best possible price. Now you can replace your curtain with a semi-frameless shower door starting at $13.50. Shower Glass, it's all we do. Visit showerglassdoors.net to schedule your free consultation.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, safety is our top priority, and we need your help to keep employees safe. When you see our team working along area roadways, please slow down and move over. Delaware law requires drivers to reduce speed and move over when approaching working utility vehicles. If you can't move into other lanes, drive at least 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. Do your part to make sure our crews go home safe to their families every day. Slow down. Move over. It's the law.
Your smile is your first impression, so make it an unforgettable one. At Miles of Smiles Cosmetic of Salisbury, we specialize in creating beautiful smiles. Whether you're looking for a routine exam, cosmetic upgrade, or advanced dental care, we deliver the future of dentistry with a personal touch. We are transforming how oral care is delivered through advanced technology and personalized treatments. Call today and schedule your new smile consultation. Miles of Smiles Cosmetic of Salisbury. Beautiful smiles for a healthy lifestyle.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
The winds have been so gusty that it's actually caused some power outages in portions of the Delmarva Peninsula, and we're still concerned about gusty winds tonight. And then secondly, we need to talk about the likelihood of some snow that's going to slow things down dramatically for us on Monday. I'm looking at possibly 2 to maybe even 6 inches of snow. And I typically don't jump this early out loud here to you, but we just need to talk about it. I'll show you why I am concerned, okay? So, Spicer Brothers camera, Salisbury, 54 degrees. We're clear now. And, we're going to have a pattern of clear skies really for the next couple of days. We're going to drop in temperature dramatically for the next couple of days as well. That'll also set the stage for that threat of snow, by the way. 45 in Milton, 46 Georgetown, and in Delmar. Here's the latest look at what's happening with all of our advisories. Now, even to this moment, up until about 10 o'clock, we are still under a wind advisory throughout the inland areas. We're watching out for about 30-mile-per-hour winds. Inland areas, that's Bridgeville, Georgetown, Millsboro, Selbyville, Gumboro, Laurel, Seaford, Delmar, all of those areas. Then along the coast from Lewis Beach, Rehoboth Beach, South Bethany, all the beaches, we're under a gale wind warning. The difference between the two, about 15-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're looking at 40 to 45 here, 30 inland. That's the difference between the two. We also have that gale wind warning throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. So we have a trough that's actually developing. We're keeping a close eye on what's developing way on the west because we have an Arctic blast of air that's going to eventually migrate its way towards us. The winds right now, our initial concern, we're at 32 miles per hour gusts in Indian River Inlet as we speak, a 30 mile per hour wind gust in Redden currently. Here's a look at some of the places we've been tracking. We had a 38 mile per hour wind gust reported in Seaford, Greenwood, and Pine Hook. That's what that means there, in case you were wondering. Georgetown, Dagsboro, about 36 to 37 mile per hour winds. 32 mile per hour wind gust in Bethany Beach, as well as Slaughter Beach. But take a look at the most impressive wind gusts that we recorded. 53 mile per hour wind gust recorded in Salisbury, a 49 mile per hour wind gust, for example, in Ocean City. And as far as the forecasting of the winds are concerned, out of the west-northwest, about 33 miles per hour for noon tomorrow. So even though it's not going to be as bad, we're still looking at 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts throughout the inland areas, and it really won't calm down until we get to Thursday. Now, this is the part where I want to whatever you're doing, I need you to stop for a second. I need you to look up, and pay attention to what I'm about to show you, okay? So this is Sunday night at 11 o'clock. All right, the darker the color, the worse the snow. All right. Now we're looking at it just starting to move into southern portions of Sussex. OK. Now at 3:30 in the morning, we're looking at it covering just about all of Sussex right here, including Salisbury. This is what I would call the 1 to 2 inch color. OK. Then we have the darker one that pushes across. This is an additional 2 to 3 inches here. And notice that, guess where it's targeting? Sussex County specifically. That's why I'm making a big deal when I typically don't. That's why I'm not in a good mood when I typically am. Got it? I need for anybody that has any plans on Monday, the schools or whatever, I need you to take this Monday seriously. All right? And it's still going to stick around, then it's gone by Tuesday. All right, and we will keep you updated. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. We do appreciate you keeping up to date, especially on that snow. Now, don't be alarmed if you hear sirens in Smyrna next Tuesday. The Delaware Emergency Management Agency, along with others, will conduct a quarterly test of the Salem Hope Creek Nuclear Generating Station's alert system. This is happening Tuesday, January 7th. It's going to be at 10:45 a.m.
We salute Mallory Whips. Mallory Whips is a United States Army veteran currently in active reserves and holds the rank of Deputy First Class at the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office. Deputy First Class Whips is a school resource officer assigned to Bennett Middle School in Fruitland, Maryland. As a school resource officer, Deputy First Class Whips acts as a mentor while keeping all of the students and staff safe. She is also a member of the Crisis Negotiation Team, where she is often the lead negotiator during very tense critical incidents. Deputy First Class Whips stands out as a U.S. Army veteran, deputy, school resource officer, and as a wife and mother. She is always available when needed and is often complimented on her communication skills, work ethic, and demeanor.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Start the new year by adding value and function to your kitchen.
No cabinet tear-out needed.
With Paul Davis, skip the hassle of a full remodel and get your dream kitchen now.
We reface your cabinets with 5 layers of high-quality hardwood and your choice of color.
That's new doors, drawers, and hardware, all for half the cost of a full remodel.
Completed in as little as 3 days.
Right now, get half off labor, a free microwave, and pay as little as $100 per month. Call now to beat the spring rush.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Hey, it's Matt the Carpet Guy. You want to work with the best? This is Aaron from Spot Doctor.
For over a decade, Spot Doctor has been the trusted cleaning expert for floors in Worcester, Wicomico, and Sussex County.
At Spot Doctor, we'll use professional-grade solutions, keeping your home safe and spotless.
We specialize in cleaning all floors, plus upholstery, air duct, and dryer vent cleaning. Carpets need yearly cleaning. Trust the professionals. Call Spot Doctor today and ask about our $5 whole house carpet protector.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. From the early morning to the late evening, our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. Whether bracing for a stormy day or enjoying a peaceful indoor moment, we're here to ensure you're fully prepared for Delmarva's diverse weather patterns. The CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
These hands care for the herd. My hands need to be tough and sensitive. When my hands are dry and cracking, it's hard to do my job. That's why I use O'Keeffe's.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
And if it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also try our new hand and body lotion.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is, your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us.
Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Babies born in 2025 will be the first of a new generation, Generation Beta. Members of Gen Beta will be born between the years of 2025 and 2039. According to Australian social researcher Mark McCrindle, McCrindle says Gen Beta is going to experience artificial intelligence and automation in every aspect of life, more so than previous generations.
After a relatively slow start to respiratory virus season, the U.S. is kicking off 2025 with a surge in several illnesses. In tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither looks at the latest data and has more on how you can prevent yourself from getting sick.
It's a new year, but we're starting 2025 with the same old viruses, several now surging across the U.S.
You put together a holiday party that's crowded and people talking loudly at one another with not much ventilation, and that's the ideal setting for spreading the respiratory viruses.
Right now, nationally, CDC surveillance of wastewater shows COVID-19 levels are high. Influenza A and RSV levels are both moderate, and the agency says cases of norovirus, sometimes called the stomach flu or stomach bug, are also surging. Between August 1st and December 11th, there were 36% more norovirus outbreaks reported by states who share data on this virus than in the same period last seasonal year.
Norovirus is the most common cause of gastrointestinal symptoms, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. It's really kind of a miserable illness.
Dr. Paul Sachs with Brigham and Women's Hospital says norovirus is spread through direct contact with contaminated surfaces and other people's hands. Cleaning things like countertops and washing hands can help stop the spread. That can also help keep respiratory viruses from passing between people. And Sachs says if you're sick, stay home.
Sharing is not always caring, at least when it comes to these viral infections.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
It's time to look at today's holiday house. This is from Suzanne in Milton, and it is her Happy New Year tree. Thank you for the photo, and a big thank you to everybody who shared their photos with CoastTV this holiday season. We'll be right back.
When your floor starts showing signs of wear and tear from all the fun and games, Carpet and Tile Mart makes it easy to afford and install new flooring within a week. Carpet and Tile Mart, available, affordable, at your service.
The time for new is now. New Year's Day only for 9 big hours at Johnny Janosic. Take an extra 15% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR for 60 months. This beautiful sectional is now only $1899.95, or this gorgeous sofa only $699.95. And New Year's Day only, get a free Stanley tumbler. The time for new is now. New Year's Day, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. only at Johnny Janosic.
Dreamfest is back in Ocean City, Maryland for MLK Weekend, January 16th through 19th. Friday, enjoy the Morgan State University Choir. Saturday, experience Who's Bad, the ultimate Michael Jackson experience. Sunday, groove with War on their 50th anniversary tour of Why Can't We Be Friends? Secure your tickets at ococean.com/PAC. Don't miss Ocean City's 3rd annual Dreamfest.
When I got to the office, I found myself just a little bit out of focus. When I was signing documents, I found that I couldn't even sign my name. And then I stumbled a little bit. And my assistant, Becky Roberts, said, "You don't look well." And I said, "No, I'm okay, just tired." And then she said, "If you don't go to the ER, I'm going to call Rebecca, my wife." I said, "Okay." And the way I was treated was exactly the way we treat anybody else who comes to the ER with a stroke. CAT scan first, vital signs, and then patient room right away. And then literally within minutes, the Jefferson neurologist was already online with our teleneurology system. Minutes count. And having a neurologist there to see everything makes a huge difference. Healthcare is more and more a team sport. BB Healthcare and what we are and what we're becoming, and our relationship with Jefferson not only saved my life, but made sure that I have minimal impact, that I'm able to live my life and continue doing what I do for a long time.
The New Year flooring clearout sale has begun at Carpet and Tile Mart. Now save up to 50% off, plus 0% financing up to 36 months. Hurry in while the sale lasts. Visit your nearest Carpet and Tile Mart Flooring Supercenter today.
Take a look at our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. And Laurel, we're going to stay in the 40s with mainly clear skies. Now, our umbrella winner is actually Bonita Castelli-Weary of Milton. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. And we still have an active gale wind warning along the coast and a wind advisory throughout the inland areas. We'll keep you updated on what's happening with that. And finally, here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Let's be mindful of the snow that's likely for us on Monday. Looks like we may have some radio coverage we're going to have. So we'll provide your information around the clock on radio, TV, as well as our social media platforms.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local coverage, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.